Right now, a meeting tonight to change the look of State Street, the businesses on the chopping block, and what would replace them.
Also, a new push to bring police officers back to schools. The bill's threshold that would force it to happen.
And of course, we are tracking new snow chances this week. We're going to break them all down coming up.
Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Leah Lynchine.
And I'm Chris Stanford. So check this out. This right here could be the future of Madison State Street.
The city's Plan Commission is set to meet today to hear a presentation on a potential housing development for State. J.D. McCormick Properties hopes to raise 3 two-story buildings on the 400 block, pushing out several small businesses in the process. Stephen Manley is the owner of B-Side Records, one of the stores to be replaced. Manley says he didn't learn any of this from his landlord, J.D. McCormick.
Naturally, I'm opposed to the demolition because, I mean, we've been here for 39 years and always paid our rent on time, and you know, we'd like to stay.
Colin Smith at J.D. McCormick apologized to Manley for no notice and says if the proposal is approved, they will help relocate each business impacted. But District 2 Alder Patrick Heck understands relocating might not be what those affected want.
Not excited about having to relocate, and I certainly don't blame them. It sounds like it will be a stressful situation if that is indeed what they have to do. We really need to see all the information and hear from all the stakeholders as well as the developers before passing judgment.
Today's meeting is just the first step in what will be a long approval process. We have the timeline over on channel3000.com. At the state capitol, a Republican bill circulating right now could impact Madison's decision to take police out of its schools.
The bill is setting certain conditions. It would set certain conditions where if a school district meets them, they'd have to hire a school resource officer. Those conditions target the state's largest districts, Madison and Milwaukee. Both communities, you remember, voted back in 2020 to end their school resource officer contracts. Our Naomi Coles has more.
Some of our police departments are spending an inordinate amount of time going to schools to help solve problems.
A 2020 push in Madison and Milwaukee to get police out of schools could be reversed under Republican Representative Cindy Duco's bill circulating in the legislature. It would require at least 100 violent incidents, 25 of those ending in arrest, before an SRO mandate kicks in. That number came from the Wisconsin Chiefs of Police Association and targets large districts.
They don't want to have to make it too low that all of a sudden everybody has to do it, and they want it to be reasonable.
The state does not track which districts have SROs, and not all smaller ones do. The bill would also direct the state to use COVID relief funds to help pay for them.
Those officers are being called to these schools sometimes 10 times a day, and we need them out on the street.
I think this bill is a disconnect and takes away from supporting our students and instead reinforces the racial disparities that are a result of defunding education.
Representative Francesca Hong's district includes East High and Madison. There have been several fights there this school year, but she says over-policing isn't the answer, and students' voices need to be heard in this debate.
And what's been consistent in their responses has been that they do not want SROs in their schools, that we know that right now it's not about having punishment and control of our kids, but it's about care and support.
That was Naomi Coles reporting. For more data on where violence is at in Madison schools and the numbers behind the movement to take police out of schools, head online to channel3000.com. Meantime, Madison's Police Chief Sean Barnes says body camera video could greatly benefit investigations here in the city.
Chief Barnes is now asking for a body camera pilot program for his department. He says the pilot program calls for 48 body cameras for officers in the city's North District for a year. The chief says this type of technology will help when it comes to officer-involved shootings.
When our public demands to know what happened, it's our responsibility to be able to demonstrate that consistent with the law. And I really believe that in both instances, having body-worn cameras would have been an opportunity for the leader of whatever agency is conducting that investigation or whatever agency was the principal in that investigation to be able to show at least some of the video.
Chief Barnes says most Madison police officers are in favor of the cameras after seeing how they work in other cities. A community meeting will be held on Thursday to discuss the new program. When more information comes out of that meeting, we're going to push it through our mobile app. Just search Channel 3000 News in your app store to stay up to date.
State Republicans introducing a bill that would prohibit abortions if a fetal heartbeat is detected. The bill would prohibit anyone from performing or attempting to perform an abortion if a heartbeat is present unless the woman's life is in danger. Governor Evers would almost certainly veto the bill if it reaches his desk.
The city of Madison will not have a primary election next week. The city clerk says it's because no offices on the April spring election ballot have enough candidates to require one. But other cities will have a primary election that's coming up on February 15th. You can check myvote.wi.gov to see what will be on your city's ballot.
The White House officially beginning the process of choosing a new Supreme Court nominee. Sources confirm officials have started reaching out to potential candidates. No in-person meetings yet, though. President Biden still has about 3 weeks left of his self-imposed deadline to announce his nominee.
Staying in the nation's capital, a brief scare at a D.C. high school yesterday. Second gentleman Doug Emhoff was interrupted during a presentation due to a security threat at the school he was speaking at. Once police were notified, students and staff and Emhoff were all evacuated. Police and the Secret Service are still investigating.
6:05 now. Let's check in with Chris Reese in Madison's certified most accurate forecast. He's here to help you plan your day. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, we're going to be planning it. Lots of cloud cover moving into the picture as we speak this morning. This is as our next chance for some snow starts to move our way. Here's what we're tracking. We have an area low pressure spinning over parts of the UP and Michigan. That's brought a cold front through. It's the secondary cold front that moves through later on this afternoon. That one's really going to touch off more of those snow showers and flurries, but we see how that's already starting to happen throughout parts of the Northwoods, parts of the Arrowhead of Minnesota. All of this will be moving farther to the south and east as we go throughout today. Headed out the door this morning, though, things are quiet, but we'll start to see more of that snow shower and flurry activity go through time. Let's go back to the overall setup. I want to show you how Future Track begins to respond with your snow showers and flurries from that first front. That moves to the south, but then we start to watch the next system. That'll develop to our north and west. And as this comes our way, that leads to our next chance of snow Thursday night into Friday. And this is one that has the potential to be impactful. It's not heavy snow. It's not a huge deal, but it could come at just the right time to be a little impactful for us Thursday before we start to wind things down on Friday. So let's put Future Track into motion. This is Thursday morning. Tomorrow at 7 o'clock, temperatures are going to be in the teens. We'll see a lot more of that cloud cover in play. We might even see a ray of sun or two before more clouds move in towards the evening. This is now 4:30, our evening commute. And I will tell you, this version of Future Track just a little fast, but as we start to move towards that afternoon and evening commute, this is our time period that we'll start to see that snow moving in. I'm a little bit more convinced that dinner time is when we'll see more of those snowflakes flying out there. This will be a steady snow for a couple of hours, but it's out of here quickly. By 10 o'clock to midnight, we start to see some warmer air on the back edge of that. That'll lead to a period of some sleet and freezing rain, and then eventually we warm things up and it's just drizzle or a couple of raindrops to round things out. But even still, this should put a little bit of snow on the ground. You have your snow showers and flurries out there today. That's generally less than an inch. But when it comes to Thursday into Friday, 1.5 inches, 2 inches of snow, that's going to be a possibility as that works on through. So if you have plans as we start to move towards your Thursday afternoon and evening, I do want to give you an opportunity to follow up with us. There's still a little room for things to change, but if you take out your phone and open up the camera, point it towards the screen, it'll take you to where you can download the First Warn Weather app, and the entire weather team is posting updates to that multiple times a day. So when it comes towards tomorrow, anyone with plans you're concerned about maybe dinner tomorrow night, you can download that app. We will be on it telling you everything that you need to know regarding that. Another chance for snow comes our way starting Tuesday night next week. Could take us through Thursday. That could potentially be the next Midwestern storm system we'll have to watch.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Coming up, a top 20 rematch for UW men's basketball if the Badgers could get revenge over Michigan State.
And later, a new place to take the kids this winter, where this new children's museum is opening up in our area.
President's Day is the best time to buy furniture, and Slumberland Furniture is having one of their biggest sales of the year.
Wow, Wow is right.
Deals up to 50% off throughout the store. The huge President's Sale at Slumberland Furniture.
I'm Rebecca, and you might know me from reality TV.
And this was my stubborn body fat that I just couldn't get rid of. But then I went to Sono Bello, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
It is so intensely gratifying for one visit to make this big of a change. It's amazing.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It feels incredible to look down, and it's flat. Thank you again, Sono Bello. I'm so happy.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-800-595-1532 or go to sonobello.com.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
3 days only. Shop the winter bonus sale at Grand Appliance for outstanding deals. Like this Frigidaire dishwasher for $448. This GE top-load washer for just $648. Or this 28 cubic foot Samsung French door fridge for just $1498. That's not all. Save up to $1,000 more exclusively at Grand with select purchases of our most popular brands. Don't miss this sale. Grand Appliance, the appliance expert since 1930.
President's Day is the best time to buy furniture and mattresses. And Slumberland Furniture is having one of their biggest sales of the year. Get an 8-inch foam queen mattress for just $222. Slumberland Sleep Solutions. We've reinvented mattress shopping.
You're watching Madison's fastest growing newscast. News 3 Now this morning.
Badger men's basketball in action last night for a rematch against Michigan State. Badger star Tyler Wall suiting up this time. He missed the last game. Badgers seeking their second straight win in East Lansing. Johnny Davis coming up big last night for UW, returning to his Player of the Year form with 25 points. Wisconsin never trailed in this one. They beat Michigan State 70-62. It puts the Badgers back on top of the Big Ten, along with Illinois and Purdue. Next up for UW, Rutgers, Saturday at 1 o'clock at the Kohl Center.
Nice bounce back for the Badgers.
We needed that one.
Back at 1. The Bucks playing late last night against the Los Angeles Lakers. The jet lag, though, not impacting their game. It was never close. At one point, the Greek Freak had 35 points with only one missed shot. Giannis Antetokounmpo would finish with only 3 missed shots, 44 points overall. Bucks win 131-116.
That's our MVP. In Oregon this morning, we are learning some new details about another project in the village. On Monday, the village board voted to put the community's new library at Keller Alpine Meadows Park rather than the current library site downtown. Village leaders say the downtown site was too small and they'd like to make more room for the nearby senior center in the future. The village president wanted to keep the library downtown, but ultimately realized a compromise was best.
For me, I always think about these things. What's the best thing for the village? And by having it down at Keller Alpine, it helps us with some other projects. Like the next project is the senior center downtown. It helps us sort of move forward and not have to delay and spend a lot more money on those projects.
The village hopes to begin construction on the $12 million, 33,000 square foot facility by the end of the year.
In Sun Prairie, Dane County's newest children's museum now open for your family. It's called Explore Children's. The museum is right around 4,800 square feet. It's home to a wide range of both permanent and rotating exhibits that were specifically selected. The executive director explains how she got the idea for the whole thing.
I jokingly said to a friend, let's start a children's museum, and the more we researched, I took my own children, who I call my exhibit research team, to as many museums as we could, and just watched them play and observed them.
The museum had a soft opening about 5 weeks ago. As of this morning, they're officially open. There have been 3,600 visitors so far.
This is a really cool looking space.
Nice day trip for your girls, you think?
Oh yeah, you know, drop by for a couple of hours and just let them go wild.
Hey, nice day for a little drive. If you want to head to Sun Prairie, check out the Children's Museum, Chris.
Yeah, we're going to be watching chances for flurries, but really, that's about it as we go through today. More impactful chances for some snow will come our way tomorrow night into Friday, and then perhaps again as we start to move towards next week. Here's tomorrow night's system. That'll likely end as a little bit of freezing rain and maybe even some rain. Flurry chances on Sunday, and then there's a signal for the middle part of next week for more impactful weather system to try to develop across parts of the Midwest. Still a long ways out, but we're your first warned weather team. I want to let you know that we're watching that one. Let's time out your Thursday system. That one likely doesn't truly start to move into the picture until later on into the afternoon and evening, but this is 3:30. You'll see the snow chances starting to develop to our north and west. It's really dinner time that we'll start to see widespread snow trying to move in. So if you have plans for dinner on Thursday, the earlier you can do that, the better. As we get a little bit later, that's when we're more confident that we'll see some snow into the picture. 10 o'clock Thursday night, things will start to wind down. We'll actually warm up on the back edge of that. Check this out. Temperatures in the eastern half of the state in the 20s, mid-30s towards the west. A bit of a warm front actually begins to come through. That'll lead to a couple of raindrops perhaps on Friday before we start to see things cool back down. We're talking snow amounts. It's less than an inch because today is just flurries, but as we move towards that next system, it has the potential to bring us an inch or two of some of that snow out there. Here's some of the roadways as we're looking at East Washington and Stoughton Road. Things are generally smooth for us, and I expect things to be smooth pretty much today. Just flurries, perhaps some lower visibility at times, especially into the afternoon and evening. Lots of green there, and lots of green on our traffic maps this morning as well. The goal is to keep it that way.
All right, thank you, Chris Reese. Love this story right here. This is Paya. She is known for being the first black female patrol officer here in Madison. She still works for the department and decided to recreate a picture from her early days to honor Black History Month. Look at that, 1975. Look at those bell bottoms laying.
Favorite story of the morning. Love the officer uniforms from the 70s. On brand.
She does not look like she has, well, it's,
aged
40,
a day.
40 plus years ago or whatever. She just doesn't age, and she looks great, and it's the same smile on her face all these decades later.
Boy, what an impressive career, staying with the Madison Police Department all those decades, and a great way to honor Black History Month. Really, really cool story this morning.
Cannot thank you enough for the service to the city. And thanks for that picture. It made our morning.
Okay, 6:17 now. On CBS Mornings today, two trailblazing African-American chefs chat about carving their own lives and their advice for other young black chefs.
I think we both have become activists in our pursuit of expanding the table for the African American kitchen.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've become activists.
Yeah.
We've become advocates.
Advocates. Also, like, I think we're just trying to keep the culture alive in any way possible.
You can catch the full story coming up on CBS Mornings starting at 7, right here after News 3 Now this morning.
Hey, Oscar nominations came out yesterday morning, and Denzel Washington continues to expand his legacy in film, breaking his own Oscar nominations record. He's up for Best Actor this year in a lead role for his performance as Macbeth. He broke his record as the most nominated black man in Oscar history at 10. Denzel's not won an Oscar, though, in 20 years since his performance in Training Day. An Oscar this year would be his third.
2 decades. That's a crime.
He's one of the great, iconic.
Totally. I adore him. I'll watch any movie that he's in.
Yeah, he's just a force. And just such a talented actor. And best of luck to him this year.
6:19 now. If you own a Hyundai or a Kia, listen up. Certain models are spontaneously catching fire. Yeah, you heard that right. There's an active recall for about 350,000 Santa Fe and Tucson SUVs. Then Kia recalling about 125,000 K900 sedans and Sportage SUVs. Dealers need to inspect these vehicles to see if they need any new parts at no cost to you. The problem here is with the anti-lock brake computer control module, it can short circuit and cause a fire. It's already happened to at least 3 vehicles. The company says they are safe to drive, but when you park, you should do so outside and away from buildings.
Yikes.
Terrifying.
Baby formula shortages have some families scrambling this morning. According to a market research firm, infant formula inventories at stores were down 17% since around the start of the pandemic. Walgreens has been sending isolated shortages, seen isolated shortages, notices rather, to customers since November due to tight inventory. CVS, Amazon, and Walmart all say they're working with their vendors to get the products back in stock at their stores.
Scary news for parents.
Yeah, it's expensive stuff, and a lot of them are really specific, like you need like a special kind.
Sure.
And if they don't have your special kind, that's trouble.
Yikes.
Coming up in our next half hour, an update on Quadrin Wilson, the man who was shot by Madison police.
But first, after the break, a concerning trend that vets are noticing in our pets. Stay with us.
Trust the First Warn Weather Team for your most accurate forecast.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobuson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobuson.com to apply.
This is the purpose-built Ford F-150. It's a beast with brains. You know what? Skip this video. Go see one at the auto show.
It's auto show time, the best time to buy a Ford F-150 with ways to power up this and that. Work smarter. Muscle for most anything. Plus, special auto show offers to help you bring one home today. Now get a 2021 F-150 with 0.9% financing for 60 months plus $1,000 auto show bonus cash.
At iMart Express, it's just the right price. 2 pairs of glasses start under $40. Using insurance? We accept over 1,000 plans, and using your benefits is as easy as 1, 2, 3. No insurance? No problem. Glasses to fit your budget. It's just the right price. Only at iMart Express.
Season is back. Bounce back fast with Alka-Seltzer Plus. With 25% more concentrated power. Alka-Seltzer Plus. Oh, what a relief it is. So fast. Also try it for cough, mucus, and congestion.
At American Family Insurance, we protect your trip so you can pursue your dreams and have peace of mind on the road. The It's Not Where We Visit, It's Who We Visit policy from American Family Insurance.
End of the road trip.
Protect yourself on the road with a travel peace of mind package, included when you enroll in the Know Your Drive program. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
Come experience Floor & Decor's grand opening in Monona. With our unmatched selection of tile, wood, stone, laminate, vinyl, and more, all at everyday low prices, at Floor & Decor, you'll discover the perfect products for shopping on trend and on budget, all in one stop. Plus, our helpful associates make realizing your vision easy from start to finish, so your upgrade has never been more you. Discover your new Floor & Decor, now open in Monona, or visit us online at flooranddecor.com.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
My name is Mike Williams. I've been driving school bus off and on for 21 years. Here at our terminal, we're kind of like a family too. Somebody has an issue with a bus, other people kick in and help and get the job done.
Thanks, Linda, for sharing your morning with us. Lovely picture here, the sun through the trees, some snow on the ground. I love seeing all the fresh snow because it just looks nasty out there right now, doesn't it?
Yeah, I do love a good picture with some snow in it too. Very Wisconsin.
I know, but it's brown and cruddy outside. I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah, you're right.
We need a nice fresh layer of snow to clean things up and make it a little brighter out there. Everything just looks dingy and dirty right now with some of the snow melt. It's so warm the past day or so that we've lost a lot of that snow cover.
Chris Stanford. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say.
How Midwestern of you.
I know. I was going to say what's even worse is when you live in a new construction neighborhood and after the first couple days of snow, everything has a little layer of brown on top from all the dirt when they're digging and it gets carried in the wind and then on the snow. So fresh snow, I could use it because other than like the day after it last snowed, it's been brown ever since.
Let's just thank Linda then for giving us this spotless picture, just beautiful.
Yeah, reminding us of just how beautiful it can look out there. So Linda, thank you. If you want to share your morning, it's easy. Use the hashtag MyNews3Morning. We'll find it on social media and post our favorites.
6:25 now. Vets are seeing more separation anxiety as puppy parents continue to return to the office.
So check this out. A vet in Tennessee says many pets are experiencing some form of anxiety as remote work becomes more scarce. They say the time you now spend away from your dog can result in the dog being more aggressive, barking out, or even tearing things up in your home. Studies suggest that pet owners ease back into the process of being gone all day, like dedicating a safe space in your house for the animal.
I will say I have separation anxiety. I don't want to leave my cute little floof.
I know it catch you just staring at pictures of your dog sometimes.
I do that all of the time.
You miss her so much.
I've taken to every morning coming down 5 minutes early so I can snuggle with her.
Oh.
Little buddy.
How's she doing?
She's all right, 75 pounds.
75 pounds.
Growing like a horse. About to rival a horse.
Yeah, if you don't know, I have two tiny little dogs. Leah has one massive dog.
The size of Bascom's paws.
It's like a catcher's mitt, huh?
Little tiny buds. Do they get freaked out when you leave?
They're always freaked out. Chris Reese, one day will convince you to get a dog.
I was going to say, what about when the kids go to school? Because here's the bus stop forecast. As you begin to head out the door, we're going to see lots of clouds. Temperatures will be in the 30s.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Hey everybody, it's me, Tracy Turnblad from Hairspray. Broadway's Tony Award-winning Best Musical is back. Don't miss Hairspray.
At Overture, February 22nd through 27th. Tickets at overture.org.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that could take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm David Cohen, the COO of Love Your Teeth. When we did the clinical study and saw that it whitened people's smile 7 shades in 7 days with only 10-minute applications, we knew we had to share it with the world. Love Your Teeth whitens natural teeth, as well as stains on caps and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. And for those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, with Love Your Teeth, you can target that area using swab precision.
I love red wine, tea, coffee, and I typically get stains at like the bottom part of my teeth, and it's very obvious. This was my smile before I started using Love Your Teeth, and then here's my smile now.
I would describe Love Your Teeth as easy to use. I'm so happy with results. Before I started Love Your Teeth, I took a selfie. So white, so different.
If you have yellowing between your teeth or coffee stains near your gum line, just snap, swab, and smile. And with each 10-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth.
I'm Dr. Gold.
I've been a dentist for 25 years. When I looked at the clinical study for Love Your Teeth, I was blown away by the results. Love Your Teeth really works. Finally, an at-home teeth whitening product that I can recommend with confidence.
With Love Your Teeth, my teeth were looking great. Like, I would just wake up every day like, oh my God, my teeth are getting whiter. It was just amazing for me. I saw a difference every single day. I'm just so confident in the way that my smile looks.
In the past, while I was using other teeth whitening products, my teeth became sensitive, and that's just uncomfortable. With Love Your Teeth, something that I really loved about it is there was zero sensitivity the entire process.
Order Love Your Teeth this Valentine's Day and get 50% off, plus get free shipping. And as an added bonus, get a free Love Your Teeth Go Pen with your order. Visit loveyourteeth.com or call the number on your screen.
Hey everybody, it's me, Tracy Turnblad from Hairspray, Broadway's Tony Award-winning Best Musical, and we're dancing our way to your city. Don't miss Hairspray.
At Overture, February 22nd through 27th. Tickets at overture.org.
Right now, the Dane County Sheriff's Office identifying the police shooting victim from last Thursday.
And we are watching chances to see more snow return to our forecast. That's coming up.
Also, mussels, they're important to our state's fresh water. We're going to take a look inside the operation of keeping them thriving. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning here on your Hump Day. I'm Chris Stanford.
Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Leah Lynchide. We have new information about a story we first told you about yesterday morning.
The Village of Lake Delton Board of Trustees has now placed the police chief, Daniel Hardman, on paid administrative leave effective immediately. Monday, the EMS union issued a vote of no confidence against Hardman, saying that he's unfit to lead. The board says it's in everybody's best interest right now to conduct a fair and impartial third-party review. You can read all about the allegations right now by going to channel3000.com. New this morning, Columbus Police and the Columbia County Sheriff's Office say that a 36-year-old man is in jail following a car chase overnight. Police say that they were called to a business after 10 p.m. for an armed man acting strangely. Police say he sped away from the scene and then refused to pull over for officers. Police say they pursued him for 12 miles on State Trunk Highway 60, at times exceeding speeds of 100 miles an hour. At one point, they say that the suspect threw a loaded AR-15 rifle out his window, and authorities later recovered it. That person has been charged with disorderly conduct and eluding an officer.
The family of Quadrin Wilson is planning to speak to the public at a press conference this afternoon. This comes after the Dane County Sheriff's Office confirms Wilson was the man shot by authorities on Madison's east side last Thursday. They say he suffered non-life-threatening injuries, had to go to the hospital. He has since, though, been released and is now in the Dane County Jail. The Sheriff's Office, who is leading the shooting investigation, still has not provided details for what led up to this shooting. Over the weekend, Wilson's family and attorney said he was shot 5 times in the back while he was unarmed. No law enforcement agency has shared any information about the number of shots fired or who fired them. In a news release, the sheriff says they are still processing evidence from the shooting. Authorities say the sheriff's office was not involved in the incident. They are asking for the community's patience as they conduct the investigation.
To our COVID headlines now, the deadly COVID Delta variant has all but disappeared in the U.S. The CDC releasing some new data. It shows that there are no new Delta variant cases in the most recent week. The CDC also reports that the Omicron variant now accounts for 100% of new cases.
In a single week, the FDA will consider Pfizer's COVID vaccine for kids under the age of 5. It could be available here in Wisconsin by the end of the month. But parents remain hesitant about vaccinating their kids. As of February 1st, 1 in 3 kids aged 5 to 11 had received their first dose. Doctors are concerned with that number, especially with the possibility of long-term effects in kids.
We still do not know all there is to know about COVID, and that, some of these, these long COVID symptoms, what is that? What other impacts will there be?
10.6 million kids have tested positive since the start of the pandemic, though they are less likely to get seriously ill or die from COVID. Both SSM Health and UW Health have said they're making plans so they can start booking shot appointments for kids under 5 as soon as possible, following FDA approval.
One long-term COVID effect that Dr. Ottenbaker has referred to has to do with the side effect occurring almost exclusively in children.
Yeah, some kids who've contracted COVID-19 while not vaccinated have developed a heart condition. Chris Reese joins us now with this week's Time for Kids. Good morning, Chris.
Yeah, over the past 2 years, we've learned a lot about how COVID-19 impacts teens and children. One concern that has come up for kids who get sick is the increased risk of myocarditis. As SSM Health pediatrician cardiologist Andrea Rock explains it's part of the body's immune response.
Myocarditis is an inflammatory reaction in the body, specifically in the heart muscle. It tends to be triggered by a combination of a viral trigger and your own body's immune system fighting that virus in the heart muscle itself.
Treatment for myocarditis isn't invasive and is usually resolved through cardiac support and anti-inflammatory medications. Now, in rare cases, long-term issues could include arrhythmias or scarring of the heart tissue. Of course, the folks at SSM Health say the best way to protect your family from developing myocarditis is getting vaccinated. Our Time for Kids Recipe for Health team is always asking what you want to hear about, so let us know what health topics you're interested in, or you can share your family's health story with us online at ssmhealth.com/timeforkids.
Really good information this morning, Chris. Thanks.
Of course.
Happening today, Memorial High School will host a vaccine clinic with SSM Health. It runs between 4:30 and 8 o'clock this evening. Any kids over the age of 5 are welcome to get their first or second dose at the clinic. Parents will have to sign a consent form, though, for anyone under the age of 18.
The suspect in a shooting that injured 5 people outside of Milwaukee High School now facing 6 felonies. 34-year-old Devin Job turned himself in on Friday. He's now facing 5 counts of recklessly endangering safety and 1 count of discharging a firearm in a school zone. The 5 injured teenagers were all hit by bullet fragments or they suffered graze wounds. Police say this fight all started over a dispute on social media.
There's a bipartisan bill making its way through the state legislature this morning that would build a new juvenile prison near Milwaukee. The bill would authorize borrowing $42 million for the project. The measure comes after years of delays in closing the embattled Lincoln Hills and Copper Lake juvenile prisons north of Wausau. The state missed a July deadline last year to close the juvenile prisons, which have been the target of numerous lawsuits and investigations.
All right, 6:35 now. Chris Reese is back with your certified most accurate forecast. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, good morning. Again, we're talking about an area of low pressure that's going to be bringing with it chances to see some snow showers and flurries our way. Here's our overall setup. We have this area of low pressure over the UP right now, and we're already starting to see a secondary cold front develop more of those snow showers and flurries just to our north and west. We're going to see this become a little bit more widespread, especially as the sun comes up, and all of that's going to be working its way towards parts of southern Wisconsin. So we'll see snow today. It'll be convective in nature, which means it'll come down hard at times, but it's not going to be the biggest deal out there. Well, a second snowmaker comes our way, though. That one is a little bit more impactful. Here's the front moving out of the picture. Watch what develops to our north and west and begins to slide in by the time we get you towards Thursday night. We got to watch this one. It could put a little bit of snow on the ground. Not the biggest deal at all, but the timing and how much we see out of that could be just enough to impact folks as you're out and about on Thursday night. So let's put things into motion. It's tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock. Temperatures in the teens. I do expect us to see cloud cover already in the picture at that point. By 4:30, we'll start to see snows developing to our north and west. I believe future track a little fast with the leading edge, but we'll at least see some snows to the north and west. Dinner time, I expect some snows on top of us as we go through Thursday night. It'll snow steady for a little bit. Temperatures are going to be hanging out in the 20s as it does so, but by 10, 11, midnight, that's where we'll start to see a warm front move through. Check it out. Temperatures are in the 20s for the eastern half of the state. Mid-30s begin to show up closer towards the Mississippi River at that point. This is when we could see a little bit of freezing rain and then ultimately some plain rain getting into the picture as well before things begin to wind down. We could see some lingering flurries behind that into parts of Friday. Less than an inch from anything that falls out there today. Then tomorrow night into Friday, we're talking about adding an inch or 2 of snow on the ground. That being said, if anyone has plans for Thursday night, I want to give you an opportunity to download our app by scanning that QR code. You can take us with you. We have videos where we update the app just to let you know what to expect as you're going to be out and about. Otherwise, cloudy this morning. Our temperature hanging out at 33 degrees. Most of our temperatures hanging out into the 30s. And yes, we'll keep them there with our snow showers and flurries hanging out with us into the afternoon. Another chance for snow that needs to be watched that arrives by the midpoint of next week, guys.
All right, Chris Reese, thank you very much. 6:38 now. Students in St. Paul staging a massive walkout and march to the governor's office, all in honor of Amir Locke.
Most people are mad. I'm feeling mad too.
I want them to hold the police accountable.
Peaceful protests continued into the night in Minneapolis. Local activists are demanding a change in policy for local officers. They want to see a ban on no-knock warrants and for the interim police chief to step down. Meanwhile, the governor has put the National Guard on standby to provide assistance in the federal trial happening over George Floyd's death.
It's the busy season at the Genoa National Fish Hatchery as scientists work to keep our Wisconsin lakes and rivers flourishing. During the summer months, researchers collect female mussels that have spawned and have larvae. Then they work with the fish at the hatchery to safely grow during the winter months. Come spring, the mussels and the fish will be released back into the wild, something wildlife experts say is vital to keeping our freshwater clean.
Just a normal year on the Mississippi could mean that they don't reproduce. And so by head starting them and raising many more of them, we can create populations more quickly. They're essentially the livers of our rivers. They eat the algae, and they're actually really good at eating bacteria.
There you go. So the Genoa Fish Hatchery works with more than 26 aquatic species to support wildlife management in Wisconsin and across the country.
6:39 on your Wednesday. Let's take a live look outside now. We're expecting some flurries later on today. A couple more snow chances in the extended forecast. Chris Reese breaking it all down.
And have you seen the owner of this teddy bear? A stuffed bear needing a little help to get home from the Milwaukee airport.
Let the design team at Wanakee Furniture ETC help you find your inspiration and transform your room. Every style, every budget, our creativity, passion, and expertise will help you design your dream space.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
At Pick and Save, we believe fresh is all about standards. That's why we do up to a 27-point inspection on our produce. Like for oranges, we check for color and scarring and more, keeping only the best of the best on our shelves. Because when it comes to fresh for everyone, we believe the juice is worth the squeeze. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
Deep in credit card debt? Did you know Credit Associates can help you reduce that debt? It's not nearly as complicated as you think. Let me show you what I mean. First, there's the total amount of credit card debt you owe. Whoa! We can reduce that by almost half. Second, how about those decades you'll be in debt? We reduced that down to as little as 24 to 36 months, giving you up to 20 debt-free years back. Lastly, how about the endless hours of stress and anxiety from being in debt? We can help reduce that too. It's easy to get started. Call now to see how Credit Associates can reduce your debt and save you thousands. The information is free and there's no risk to call. 1-800-949-3849. Call Credit Associates now to start living better, debt-free. 1-800-949-3849.
Rest comfortably with brands you can trust at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Create a unique and stylish room with made-in-the-USA products from companies like Smith Brothers of Bern. Select from a wide variety of sofas at a great price.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
U.S. ad spending is set to surpass $300 billion by 2022, and the greater Madison area is poised for major growth. So now would be a great time to consider a career in multimedia sales and to join our team selling our top-rated media and digital solutions. Work for a company that offers training, autonomy, flexibility, income growth, upward mobility, and work-life balance with a competitive wage. If you have a passion to drive results for local businesses, then visit morganmurphymedia.com right now to apply.
You're watching Madison's fastest growing newscast. News 3 Now this morning.
Welcome back. Badger men's hockey having to reschedule this week's games at the Kohl Center. The team says the change is due to COVID protocol within the Badger program. The matches against Notre Dame were supposed to happen Thursday and Friday nights. New dates for the series have not yet been announced.
Nonprofits across western Wisconsin are receiving pallets of extra donations this month. It's because when roughly 13,000 Afghan refugees were relocated from Fort McCoy, 180 pallets of necessities were left over. Supplies like baby formula, diapers, soap, and more. Save Our Allies offering out the extra donations now to nonprofits. Great Rivers United Way is handing out the supplies to nonprofits that need them throughout the month.
It's a blessing, and it's, I just think it's such a great story for our community, and every nonprofit that we've talked to is just thrilled.
Great River says if those items aren't gone by the end of the month, they'll hold a public event to distribute the remaining items.
Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport needs some help from you. They found this teddy bear on January 4th, and they've been looking for its owner ever since. The bear was left in Concourse D, but since they started looking for his rightful owner, social media has pointed out this isn't any regular stuffed bear.
Thanks to the wonderful social media response we've had, we learned that it's a bear that is given to children with congenital heart defects and also children who undergo open heart surgery.
My goodness.
We have to find the owner. Can you help? Employees say they've successfully reunited toys with owners before, so they're optimistic. We're hoping by sharing this story this morning, folks at home who maybe have flown through Mitchell International Airport might recognize this buddy.
This is where social media really has the opportunity to shine, to reconnect, an item like this with the person who I'm sure just misses it dearly. I know if my kids lost their stuffed animal, they would be a wreck.
Speak up if you can help.
All right, I'm going to go share it. I'm going to go share that during the commercial break or during Chris's weather because he is here now. I've seen it in my defense.
I need you to pay attention to the bus stop forecast, Chris.
In my defense, I've seen it a few times this morning. If you're just tuning in, though, watch Chris's forecast while I share that social media post.
Hey, but if you're headed out to the bus stop, temperatures are in the 30s. We're watching that cloud cover on the increase as well. Midday, we're going to be into the mid-30s, and we really hang out there all day long. Even by drop-off time, we're talking about some snow showers, maybe some snow flurries as well, perhaps even a few raindrops getting mixed in, but it's overall a gray day. 33 right now, already cloudy out. We still have our beautiful capital lit up in the light there. We will see our snow shower starting to begin right around lunchtime. That's also our warmest part of the day. By dinner time, though, a lot of this begins to go by the wayside. We'll see our temperature drop down to about 32. From there, we begin to watch more of our snow chances. We have a snow chance Thursday night. That's pretty substantial. Friday itself, our snow chances are fairly low. Another chance for some flurries on Sunday. Then I'm watching Tuesday night, Wednesday into Thursday. There's a signal that has to be watched across our part of the country during that time frame right now.
All right, Chris Reese, thank you much. The Wisconsin women's hockey program will celebrate their senior class on Sunday before their game against Minnesota State. Maddie Posick is one of those 8 seniors, and the Stoughton native has a special bond with not only Badger hockey, but her dad, as Zach Hanley reports.
As soon as 6-year-old Maddie Posick was introduced to hockey, she fell in love.
My wife called and said, I took Maddie and Hannah to learn to skate. And actually it was learn to play hockey, and they actually put on all the gear, and they couldn't get Maddie off.
I was out there like, let's go. Like, I love it. Yeah, it was really fun.
That love translated to hard work.
She set a goal of playing at the University of Wisconsin. No matter how much she plays, she wanted to be a Badger.
And then the offer came.
I was so excited. I was like, thank you so much. And I just walked out of the office. And I came out to my parents, like, what'd they say? I was like, they offered me a spot. And I started crying, and they're like, did you say yes? And I was like, oh, I guess I didn't. And so then I had to run back into his office.
Then there was the first goal with Dad on the call.
I'm doing the game on TV, and lo and behold.
Posick plays it between her legs, and she'll snap one off and scores! Maddie Posick! Her first goal as a Badger!
Went in, and I didn't even realize it, and Mackenzie Steffen came and hit me in the face, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is so crazy. Yeah, it was really... It was unbelievable.
That one might go into the Posick family album.
That was the highlight of my broadcast career. There's no doubt about it.
I hope I recorded this.
Once I made the call, all I did was watch her. And then I was looking for my wife, and she's crying down in the stands below me, and her sister's bawling,
And with senior day approaching,
she says it wasn't a dream, it was a goal to be a Badger. I think for Lynn and I, it's a dream that she's a Badger.
The Posicks are soaking it all up as Maddie prepares for her next shift in life.
I think being a Badger really is about being a well-rounded person, an individual, and like that needs to show on the ice, but also off the ice. So that's been good for me.
Love that story. That was Zach Hanley reporting. Senior day is 1 o'clock against Minnesota State.
I am definitely a daddy's girl. That had me tearing up.
I know.
That's a really neat story.
Oh, I could only hope to have those kinds of memories with my daughters when they grow up. I mean, I don't know how he held it all together.
I know.
Watching those moments.
I know. Oh. Did you hear him? That might be a Posick family tradition.
Yeah,
was cool.
It's gonna be in the album. It's gonna be in the album.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, good stuff. Great reporting there from Zach Campbell.
Yeah, absolutely. 6:48 now. Coming up in the morning sprint, a man arrested for T-boning a car on purpose, driven by alleged thieves. The charges against both parties.
First, we want to say happy birthday to Addison and Luca and all the kids turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with News 3 Now this morning. We'll be right back.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Don't miss the biggest mattress sale of the year. The Mattress Marathon is at Ashley's biggest President's Day sale. Get the guaranteed best offer at Wisconsin's #1 mattress retailer. Plus, save up to 65% off doorbusters like these. Only at Ashley.
I knew I had to take charge of my life. I didn't recognize myself. Now with Jenny Craig, I've lost 35 pounds and 4 inches.
Introducing the revolutionary Max Up, the one-stop, most effective weight loss solution. Limited time offer. Join now.
Grass looks great, Zeus. Hey, could you maybe trim the hydrangea too?
Sure thing, Kevin. You want me to do the boxwoods as well? No.
Finding the right person for the job isn't always easy. But when you have an insurance question, you can always count on your local Geico agent. They can give you personalized advice and could help you save hundreds.
Hey, Medusa, let's boogie.
For expert help with all your insurance needs, get to know your local Geico agent today.
Contact Culligan, your local water expert.
Govan Cars is having a huge winter sale with the largest selection of vehicles under $15,995 or $249 per month. That's right, don't miss out on our winter sale with the best selection of SUVs, cars, or vans under $15,995 or $249 per month. We have one of the largest selections of vehicles in Dane County with over 500 vehicles in stock. So just come on in and ask for me, Crystal the Pistol, Govan. Go to Govan Cars, east or west.
You gotta go to Govan, GovanCars.com.
Over these past months, we've all experienced changes and a great deal of reflection. But here's a change you can truly be excited about. Sono Bello, America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, permanently removes the fat from your stomach, hips and thighs, and back.
I walked past mirrors. I didn't want to see any of that. I can't even tell you how excited I am about Sono Bello and what they've done for me.
I'm just living my best life now because I'm being the best that I can be.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently. Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. Plus, get $250 off instantly. You deserve to do something for you. Call 1-888-512-1753 or go to sonobello.com now.
Get our very best deals of the season, including doorbusters up to 65% off. Plus, take bonus holiday discounts off our sale prices in-store and online. And interest-free financing for 5 years. The biggest President's Day sale in Wisconsin starts now at Ashley.
Call for action, only on News 3 Now.
6:52, time for the morning sprint.
The family of 38-year-old Quadrin Wilson will be addressing the public this afternoon. Yesterday, the Dane County Sheriff's Office confirming he was the man injured in a police shooting last week. Wilson's family and attorneys say over the weekend, Wilson was shot 5 times in the back and was unarmed at the time of the incident. No law enforcement agency has shared any information about the number of shots fired or who fired them.
The Madison Plan Commission set to meet today to hear a presentation on a potential housing development on State Street. J.D. McCormick Properties hopes to raise 3 two-story buildings in the 400 block. That would push out several small businesses. Alders and business owners remain hesitant of the proposal. You can find out more at channel3000.com.
The village of Lake Delton now placing Police Chief Daniel Hardman on paid administrative leave effective immediately. On Monday, the police union issued a vote of no confidence against him, saying he's unfit to lead. The board says it's in everybody's interest to conduct a fair and impartial third-party review. You can read more about the allegations over on our website.
State Republican and Democratic legislators sitting down to discuss the future of medical marijuana. A Republican bill on the table right now would make it illegal for patients to grow their own. It would only allow for marijuana oils and patches. It would also prohibit smokable products.
A Madison man is facing charges after he intentionally T-boned a vehicle, injuring two people who allegedly stole his snowblower. The man, who'd been a victim of another recent burglary, saw the theft happening Monday night, so he followed the burglars in his truck and eventually crashed into them. Both of the alleged burglars had to go to the hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. The man was arrested on charges of recklessly endangering safety.
The Urban League expanding its CDL and solar installation training programs. The move comes after it received a $250,000 grant from Ascendium Education Group. It would allow the Urban League to train at least 45 new CDL drivers over the next 2 years. Previously, they only did 2 to 4 people a year. The Urban League hopes to help at least 100 unemployed or underemployed adults find new jobs or better by the year 2024.
Badger men's hockey having to reschedule this weekend's games at the Kohl Center. The team says the change is due to COVID-19 protocols within the Badger program. The matches against Notre Dame were supposed to happen tomorrow and Friday night. New dates for the series have not been announced yet.
The parents of a school shooting suspect appearing before a Michigan judge to face their own charges. James and Jennifer Crumbly face 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter for November's deadly shooting at Oxford High School. They're accused of gifting their son, Ethan, a gun, ignoring signs of mental instability, and not locking up the weapon properly. Ethan Crumbly, meantime, is expected to plead guilty to murder charges by reason of insanity. The National Archives says it's obtained 15 boxes of presidential records from former President Trump. The records were found at his Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida. Representatives for the former president told the archives they're still looking for additional records as well. The Presidential Records Act requires all documents to be transferred to the archives from the White House at the end of each administration.
The House has approved a short-term government funding bill to prevent a shutdown at the end of next week. The measure passed with bipartisan support. It would extend funding through March 11th. Next, it goes to the Senate for approval before it can be sent to President Biden to be signed into law.
All right, let me plan out your day for you. We're looking at cloud cover, temperatures hanging out in the 30s. Snow showers and flurries arrive by about lunchtime. Those are going to be hanging out with us through the early afternoon and evening. We'll turn those off after the sun sets and we get towards about 8 to 9 o'clock or so. This is a light snow, but a little bit more of an impactful snow arrives Thursday night into Friday. Still not a big deal, but we're going to be tracking that one as it moves in and likely puts a little bit of snow on the ground before we start to see things transition over to some freezing rain and sleet. Snow amounts will be less than an inch today, but by tomorrow night into Friday, we could put 1 to 2 inches of fresh snow on the ground.
All right, we're going to keep tracking that snow. Join us for a news and weather update coming up in half an hour.